I'm about to show you how I went from a broke full-time college student to running a web design agency consistently hitting over 5 figures per month. If you want to start a website building business in 2025, or you already have one but you're just not signing clients, I'm going to show you what I would do if I could go back and start again and shortcut all of those mistakes so you don't have to make them. In other words, this is your full comprehensive tutorial on how to start a website building business in 2025 using tried and true methods. And if you're struggling to grow your business, this video is gonna cover those issues like lead generation, like hiring, so that you can get over them quickly and grow your business. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Steven. I run flexwebdesign.ca. We're a web design agency, of course, and we also do SEO for home service businesses. I'm 2 years in the game now, and like I mentioned, I have a full team with me and consistently signing clients month in and month out. I'm gonna show you exactly how I got here in this video. And if you already run a business and you have a website, pop over to flexwebdesign.ca, submit your website, and I'll send you a free custom video screen recording audit of your website for what to improve. But without further ado, let's get into my full tutorial on how to start and build a website building business in 2025. So the first step to starting or building your business is picking a niche. You need to pick a niche so you can pick a specific problem they have. This is going to come in really handy later. If you're too general with this, it'll be harder to sign clients. That's one of the main problems that I had starting out was I was cold calling everybody. I was just offering my services to lawyers, general contractors. I didn't even know there was different types of businesses, or not that there was different types of businesses, but that niching down was so important. It's going to be harder to sign clients that way because you don't have a specific problem that you can sell them on. If you say you only work with one group of people to solve that one specific problem, they're going to be more likely to buy from you and you can charge more money from it. So for example, if you're looking for someone to renovate your bathroom, okay, and you have 2 quotes, one from a general contractor who does bathrooms, kitchens, floorings, landscaping, outside renovations, and you have one that only does bathroom renovations, who are you more likely to buy from, or at least be confident that they can solve the problem and get you the bathroom that you're looking for? The one who specializes in bathroom renovations. The same goes for websites. A couple examples of these niches is renovation contractors, handyman, plumbers, HVAC, lawyers, accountants, etc. And you can even get more specific with this. So renovation contractors, you can build websites for renovation contractors who only do bathroom renovations, right? As an example. Plumbers, you can do websites for plumbers who only do drain fixes and drain cleaning, right? So there's a lot of different niches or sub niches within these industries that you could specify who you do the websites for. And it's better to be as specific as possible to start out. Start it with a puddle, and then go to a pond, and then go to a lake, and then go to the ocean, right? That's what Alex Hormozi always says. And it's very true, because if you start small first, you're more likely to sign clients in that specific niche, and then you could branch out further. And that's exactly what I did when I solved that problem. And I niched down to renovation contractors, then I worked with HVAC, then plumbing, right? And now we're just home service businesses in general, and it works very well. Next is you want to create a niche offer. So once you have your target niche, right, you can find out a specific problem that it has or that they have when it comes to their website. So we're not just building a good looking website. We're not just designing a website. You're solving a problem in the business. This was one of the hardest things for me to realize when I first started the business, which was I'm not just designing good looking websites. I'm not selling good looking websites. This is a B2B transaction. I am selling a business on a business problem, and therefore the sales process and my offer needs to reflect that. I can't just be saying you can get a good looking website. I'll build you a great looking website that when people see it, they're going to be in awe, and it's $5,000. No one's going to buy that. There's a very small market of people who, like I say here, who will pay money for just a good looking website. So some examples of these problems is needing one quickly, right? Agencies sometimes take like 6, 7, 8 months to make a website. Since you're small, and it might just be yourself freelancing in the business right now, You could do this in 2 weeks. You could do this in 3 weeks. It's not difficult to create a website quickly. Not converting enough leads, so they're not making enough money from their website. They're not showing up on Google search. The website looks bad, and so it's giving people a poor impression of their work. And so this is when you could sell them on a good looking website, but it's not just that. The byproduct of the good looking website is converting more customers and giving people a better first impression of the business. It might lack functionality, so customers can't do what they need to do, submitting a form, logging in, etc. Improper conversion mechanism leading to wasted time in the sales process. Maybe there's not enough content on the website like social proof to display the competency of the business at fulfilling their service. Maybe there isn't a proper form or a booking system to book with the business. And so because of that, they're wasting a lot of time in the sales process or in their operations. And that all starts with the website. Again, these are specific problems that businesses face that you could solve with a new website that fixes these problems. And because of that, you can charge more. Good looking website might be worth $1,000. If you can increase conversion rate by 30% in 90 days, that's $10,000 to some businesses, right? And if you're looking for clients to sign off of a problem like increasing conversion rate because they're not signing enough clients from the website, look for businesses who are making more money. That way, if you increase the conversion rate by 30%, they might make an additional $100,000 in that 90-day period. But if it's a really small business, they might not get any customers from that because their website's getting no traffic. So keep that in mind. This is so important, and until recently, I didn't realize this because at the start of I'll just call it a journey. It sounds kind of cheesy, but my journey into building a website design business, I was taught, and a lot of these gurus online preach, never work for free, always charge people for the work that you do, charge by the hour, make sure that you are getting paid no matter what, and charge them more than everyone else. Some of these concepts are very true, but they're taught in the wrong way with the wrong intentions behind them. Because the goal isn't just to make as much money as possible. If you want to do this for the long run, getting a customer in the door off of a smaller product, right? Not selling the big website design for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, $20,000, that's okay. Because that customer might convert into that bigger website design project in the next 6 months, year, 2 years. But getting them in the door first on the smaller thing and not worrying too much about how much you're getting paid is what gets you customers over a longer period of time. And that's what we're optimizing for, longevity, not just making short sales quickly, where sometimes you need that, but doing this is much better for business in the long run. And I've been able to make a lot more money per customer over a longer period of time by doing this. So price the offer high, but don't turn down people who need less, right? No one's just gonna hand you $5,000 as a new business with no experience. Even myself now, having all this content, the case studies, a big website design portfolio, we've got it all, a full team of a designer, developer, project manager, it looks great. But even with that, people, as a new lead coming in or a cold lead, they're not just gonna hand you $5,000. Like, do not expect that to happen. But what they will be more inclined to do is a small landing page for $500. Optimize the conversions for $700, right? These are not like what we charge necessarily or specific prices that you should charge. Just an example, you could fix functionality issues for $200. Change out some images on the website for $100. These are small projects, but what you're doing is you're getting someone in the door. People are way more likely to buy the $5,000 thing after they've paid you even just $100, right? That's just an example, but ultimately, like, we've had so many upsells from clients that we've done small projects for that end up turning into bigger projects. And so if you can get past the thinking of, I need to make a lot of money in the short term, I need to make a lot of money in the next 2 weeks and 30 days, you can do way more in the business by having that long-term thinking of, I don't need to make all this money from a client right now and telling them no, turning them down if they don't say yes to your $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 thing. That's okay. And a lot of times what happens on our sales calls is I'll be talking to the prospect and I offer him the big thing, and then he's really hesitant. And then I say, well, how about we do this instead? And just tackle a small part of the website first for much cheaper. It's much more reasonable. And then 9 times out of 10, they say yes. Just to illustrate this point more and drive this home because it's so important. In 2023, Disneyland made $8.6 billion on ticket sales and $19.4 billion on in-park purchases. So that means once people got in the door and they bought the tickets and they were in Disneyland, they bought way more than the ticket itself. So get them to buy something first and they'll pay you more later. And if you can, for signing clients, this is a hack. The first couple clients that you sign, this is the Mosey method, get them in for free. Do not charge them any money to do the project because you need experience. And when I say experience, this is specifically for case studies. Tell them this is typically something I would charge $5,000 for, but I'm gonna do this for you for free because you're one of my first 5 clients. And if it's okay with you, I'll use this as part of my case study and we can film a testimonial video afterwards. Sound fair enough? And who's gonna say no to that, right? The third step is picking a website builder to use. And this is a part of the process that you'll be using later when you sign clients and start building websites, new websites. Picking a builder that you can get familiar with if you don't already have one. Like if you're completely new here, which is totally fine. Let me just move this up a little bit so you can see what I'm looking at. If you are completely new, that's totally fine. However, you want to pick a website builder that you can get experience with and that you get really good at doing designs on that website builder. I started out with Squarespace. It's really simple. There's not a whole lot of design capabilities. However, it's the easiest to learn, and same with Wix. I would recommend, if anything, you start out with Wix. If you have some experience with development, go to Webflow. Webflow is great. We use Webflow for almost every single project. And if they already have a website builder, you kind of want to get familiar with all of these, even WordPress, because in some cases, the client prefers to stay with the current website builder or website host that they're using. And so you'll need to be familiar with that website builder as a result of that. And switching between, Webflow, Wix, Squarespace, WordPress as well, you'll learn not just the website builder, but also how website builders work. And you can essentially use any website builder because there are so many out there. These aren't the only ones. You could do research on more, but these are the main ones. These are ones that we're really familiar with and like to use because they're simple. The next step is building your own website and making YouTube videos. Initially, I had this step as just build your own website, but I added in make YouTube videos because of how important it is and how impactful it's been in my business. So make your own website with your offer and any examples of your work. And if you have no examples, make your website look great, right? The one example that you could have if you have nothing is yourself. So make your website look great. What you could do is go to Figma to design websites without having to build or develop them. So you can use Figma as a tool to design websites. It's not in a website builder. It's like Canva, but maxed out, where you can build websites just dragging and dropping and they'll look great. And you can use those as examples of your work, right? So it's a really fast way to get examples. They're not for a specific client, but for example, if you choose lawyers as your niche, you can build law firm websites on Figma and then screenshot those and put them onto your website as examples. You can also go to Figma Community for free website templates that you can use as inspo for your design of your website. Figma Community is awesome. There's a ton of templates on there. You could take from that and then use a similar design on your website as inspiration. This is important here. The sections that you'll need on your website to start out are 1, a hero section with your offer, examples of your work / social proof. So if you have examples of your work with Figma templates that you've used and redesigned into whatever niche website you're focusing in, then put those on your website as screenshots, as a separate page, as a case study page. 3, typical problems your niche faces when it comes to getting a website. So this on our website, we have a section talking about the specific problems that home service businesses, I can't speak today, face when it comes to generating leads, and then a section below it talking about how we solve those problems. And so what this is doing is speaking through the screen to your customers about their problems. And when a lead on your website can sense that you have a deep understanding of what they're going through by talking about their problems, they are more likely to buy from you and convert on your website. 5, what your process is, so what they can expect when working with you. And then 6, a call to action. Ideally, you want to have this be like a Calendly link. You can also have a form submission. I just prefer Calendly because people book directly on there and it goes right into my calendar. And then the Zoom link, the sales call is already booked. And so I don't have to go into a form, look up their website or look up their phone number, call them. They don't answer. Then I have to follow up again, schedule the call. It takes too long. So if you can, put Calendly in here. That's all you need for now. The next step is making YouTube videos. Talk about web design. Watch Ayman Arab on how to make good content. That's actually his last name. Watch his YouTube channel and his videos because he has a content agency where he literally makes videos for people and for other agencies. So this is his specialty, and he's gonna show you how to make good content on YouTube that's gonna give your target audience value. You need to show people your face, especially as a new business. When I first started, I didn't have any content. My close rate for sales was about 20%. It shot up to around 60 to now 80% on cold leads because I started making YouTube videos, testimonials, case studies, how-to videos, instructional videos. It's going to help you close more deals. This is a non-negotiable. Your life will be so much harder if you do not have YouTube content showing your face and showing your expertise, because it increases people's perceived likelihood that they're going to achieve the outcome that you're promising them. And I guarantee you will be beat out by everyone else if you do not make content. The next step is to expand your services. So when I first started this, it was hard to make money. I'll just say that. And if you're watching this, you either don't know that it's hard to make money yet, or you know that it's hard to make money. And I'd get a project the first month and it'd feel great. I'd feel on top of the world, and then not close anything for another 2 months. People refer to this typically as feast or famine, right? Website design can be pretty inconsistent because when a project ends, there's really no more work for you to do if you don't have any supplementary services. And so no more work equals no more money. However, you can fix this by getting people to pay you on a reoccurring basis. And the only way people will pay you on a reoccurring basis is if you solve more problems. The more you can solve problems, the more money you'll make. So I learned how to do SEO so I can generate leads for people on a consistent basis, because that is a consistent problem that gets solved over time, generating leads. If you don't know how to do SEO, there's a lot of other things that you can offer, but I would highly recommend you learn how to do SEO so you could charge for this every single month. There's website maintenance, adding more content to the site on a consistent basis, right? If they have projects that they want to add into a gallery, blog posting, website updates. This could be updating content in the form of a newsletter on the website. But ultimately, SEO is going to pay the highest out of all this. So if you can, learn how to do SEO. What you can do if you don't know how to do SEO or don't know anything about SEO, go to my channel, click the SEO tutorials playlist. There's a couple videos in there that are really key for learning how to implement SEO onto a website. The final step after this is just hire. Once you've got all of these points down, in this tutorial, you've got a website builder, you have your own website that you built with examples, you've expanded your services to be able to charge people more, and you've signed a couple clients in on something small if you can, you hire people. What I struggled with at the start, or kind of at the mid stage, 6 to 12 months after I started the business, was I would get a couple leads, I would close them, and then it'd be great, but then I would be focused on fulfilling the work and I didn't have anyone to help me. So the sales would take a backseat. I would lose sales. I would not be getting any leads. And then the next couple months, there was no money coming to the business. And so what you need to do is hire people on, have a team so that you can go further and focus on signing new clients. You don't need to hire someone full-time, just on a contract basis for the project and the work that you do get. Even if you have one project per month or one project every 2 months, you could still hire someone on to help you with that work just part-time. So a few key roles that you might need to hire on for at the start is a UI designer, so the person who designs the site in Figma or whatever designer you're using, a developer. So this is the person who takes those designs and puts it into the website builder, a copywriter, or a project manager. This is kind of the order that I did, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it worked really well. Again, these can be part-time. So just to take some of the workload off of you, and you don't need to hire all of these on at once. It could just be one at a time. You can find labor for really cheap on Upwork or Fiverr, but a big caveat with this is you need to be careful because a lot of this work is really cheap. These people don't speak English, which is fine, but it's not what you need. You need someone who's going to be able to communicate with you effectively about the project and do good work. So contracting out specific roles, that's why it's important to do that instead of someone to do the UI, the developing, the copywriting, and managing the project themselves, because you can get someone to do a specific task and have it done really well rather than do everything and do a terrible job and now the project's dead and you have to redo everything yourself. And that is a terrible situation to be in. I've been there many times. You don't want to be there. I'll just say that. It's low risk hiring someone on for a specific task, a smaller task. So find someone who's good, who isn't too expensive, and build a good relationship with them. This is not about just hiring someone on cheap, finding cheap labor so you can make all the money. No, it's about finding someone reliable that you can count on for every single project, month in and month out, who you know is going to do a great job. You know how they work, you know how they communicate, and that way you can become a lot more efficient in the way that you do projects and over the long run, make more money. That's all for this one. If you guys have specific questions or problems that you're dealing with, put them in the comments below. I'll respond to every one of you guys. And if you have suggestions for other topics to talk about when it comes to web design and starting a web building business, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.